Добрий день, мене звати Олександр Маншилін, я працюю у платформі сучасного танцю. І сьогодні у нас буде презентація, розмова з заступником директора Інституту танцювального мистецтва університету імені Антона Брукнера, який знаходиться в Лінці в Австрії. Цей університет, з цим університетом ми дружимо давно, з 2019 року. Ми в 2019 році робили спільно проєкт «Артіль». Хтось, можливо, з вас про це чув чи пам'ятає. So it was my introduction in Ukrainian.
Okay. Hello, everybody. And first of all, I'd like to thank Sasha or Alexandra, and then as well as Daria. Thank you for organizing this event, and thank you Dance Platform for making this possible so that we could do this online sharing. Yeah, I'm really grateful for that, so that I can share some information about my institute and then our dance study programs. And also thank you everyone. It's great really seeing you here online. And then that is rather less formal, and then it's more like rather direct communication is something that I always prefer. And thank you for being interested. And yeah, I'm looking forward that we can have this sharing today. As I said, like I'm not so interested in making a very serious presentation and making things bigger or holier than it is. More like, okay, therefore, like I asked Sasha that maybe you can ask people if they have any questions about our university and the study program. So I believe we have gathered a long list of things. Yeah, but before looking into these questions, maybe I give some very basic information. First of all, my name is Janan Ku. I'm an artist. I'm also a dance pedagogue. And then currently I'm the Institute Deputy Director of IDA. IDA stands for Institute of Dance Arts. And then as a part of the University, Antona Bruknera University in Linz, Austria. Yeah. And in German name, if you look up online, Antona Bruknera University, there's also another word in between, Antona Bruknera private university. And then sometimes it causes confusions. And sometimes people say, is this the private university? This is very expensive. So what it is? And I receive a lot of questions concerning the word private. Actually, it's not private. It's just in German name that we need to have this word private, because it's according to some very strange Austrian law, because our funding is not from the central government of Austria, but from the provincial government. Just for that reason, and we are private. Only the university funded by the central government that is public. So, but actually we are public. Yeah. So, and then IDA, our institute, is a contemporary dance institute. Also, we do have ballet, we do have like different style of dancing, but it's a contemporary institute. And there's only, in the BA program, there's only one study program. And it's called Stage Dance, Performance, and Pedagogy. Yeah, in the contemporary dance direction. So this is our program. And there's also MA, there are two studies. One is movement research. I would say that it's more like in the artistic direction. People create their works and so on. And the other one is pedagogy. Yeah, so this is more or less the study program that we have. Generally speaking, I think IDA is a rather international institute. We have about 100 students, towards 100 students, not 100 yet, coming from 24 different countries. And the program is almost all subjects are being taught in English. Yeah, right now we are having, so actually tomorrow and the day after, we're having the new BA auditions. And for now, I've seen like there's over 170 students are coming from all over the world, from 35 different countries, applying our university, and then hopefully they will be successfully receiving a study place. And per year we take, for the BA program, we take about a bit over 10 people, never more than 15. Yeah, so this is some basic factors. So this is really the basic things, but I'm happy to go into the detailed questions later. I also have some like aspects that I would like to talk about, including, you know, like how much self navigation that if we could like guide our own study program, or is a study program very fixed, and how many professors and what the detail of the program is about. Yeah, but before that, I would like to share the image video of our institute. Sasha, are you going to do this? Like, are you going to share the video, or should I do this and then just share screen? What do you think?
Yeah, please do it by yourself.
Okay, so I will do share screen. Okay, can you see me? First of all, let me share the location where we are. As Sasha already mentioned, we're in Linz. Linz is the third biggest city in Austria. It's only 200,000 people, not many people, but it's already the third biggest city. So that's the Danube. And we're a little bit up on the hill. That's the university. It's so nice to see our university without people. Very nice. Normally it's full of people, and there are about like 800 students, and from all different departments, and then most of them they're musicians from all different departments: percussion, keyboards, composition, jazz, and all kind of instruments that you could actually find a study program in this university from the whole. Actually, every instrument in orchestra you could find the study here. And then there's also the acting department, composition department, and IDA is one of the contemporary departments, and that's the dance department. So IDA, Institute of Dance Arts.
IDA, the Institute of Dance Arts, offers a bachelor program, master programs, extramural studies, and is part of the PhD program of Antona Bruknera Private University. At IDA, more than 100 students from many parts of the world study and train in an artistic, pedagogical, and exploratory learning environment. In addition to our big on-site teaching team, our students very regularly work with international guest choreographers and guest lecturers. The technical craft, pedagogical and artistic development of the students is recognized as a mutually inspiring and necessary interaction. Thinking in new ways also plays a central role in all of our study programs.
Without the contemporary understanding of dance arts, contemporary dance would be only a technique or a style. That's not how we see it here. Of course, we value technique, but there's a lot more to it. IDA is also a bridge. We have a great connection to theaters, festivals, residencies. IDA is a place where artists meet each other.
Mutual respect is important to us. We are committed to valuing all students, faculty and staff at Bruckner University. Our goal for our students is to grow as artists and as individuals, and for them to maximize their potential.
So this is the general image video of our institute. Yeah. There, Andreas also talked about diversity and talk about inclusiveness and mutual respect. And I think this is really the philosophy of and the core value of the study. Because on one hand, we are talking about dance. On the other hand, it's important to look at things from the contemporary context. Nowadays, how do we understand dance? How do we understand art? How do we understand working with each other? And then especially that we have so many international students and international guests, including myself, yeah, with different cultural background, and how do we work together as a community? Yeah, it's very important to us. Before I go into some of the details, I'm thinking maybe Daria or Sasha, if you would like to bring up any questions or any question that you've collected online, because maybe some of the information I would like to address, it will be shared through these questions. What do you think?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you. And I have only one small fast question. My question is about the language. You said that we can study in this university in English, but do you really need some kind of English exam, and what kind of English level required? There is no exam, like nothing, just kind of normal English, like B2, right?
There's also no normal English, in fact. I mean, Austria is a German-speaking country. Most of the universities require a certain degree of a German level, yeah, German language. But for our institute, since we're like, all of us are coming from everywhere of the world, so we made it like easy for people to enter, and we say like English is fine, and we also do not check the English certificate. If you're A1, A2, B1, B2, it's no problem. Except you're doing MA, because there's a lot of theory and there's a lot of research and a lot of paper to read and to write. So sometimes, I mean, we also do not ask for certificate in this case, but through the interview that we also have a certain expectation on English level. But for the BA program, not really. And then, for example, myself, I've been also a student of IDA many years ago when I was still young. Yeah, I didn't speak a word. Yeah, I didn't speak a word, and I just came, and then you learn by doing. And yeah, there's no pressure in that, but still, and eventually everybody gets a certain degree of English level.
Thank you. Super. It's a pleasure to know that.
It's easy. It's easy, actually. Yeah.
My question is, each university or most of the university has normally their profile of the student. Usually, it's not obvious from the website, but in fact, when you come to the audition, you understand that they have their program, and this program defines what kind of students you are looking for. What about Linz University? What kind of students are you looking? The age, maybe the skills. Should the student be good in classical, or how good they must be? Or you are looking for not good in classical, but very contemporary dancers? Are you looking for skilled one, or you are ready for, I don't know, maybe not very skilled, but you are ready to learn how to dance and create the dances you are looking. Which dances you are looking at the beginning, and who are your students at the end of their educational process?
Okay, thank you for your question. And first of all, I don't believe education that can really make an artist. I don't think education is a magician to turn things, you know, like Jesus did turn water into bubble tea or wine. Yeah, I think we look for the people that we feel like that is the right person to be worked with. And then therefore individuality, open-mindedness, this is very important to us. And also because we have a large amount of applicants and it's still growing every year. So the certain technical level is important to us. And the technical level, when I talk about, it's not ballet, is actually, you can say contemporary dance technique, but you can also say the understanding to your own body. You know, if somebody who is very well trained, let's say, but in the body is rather a tool and serving a certain style, this is not so interesting. This is a bit technician to us. Like we really appreciate people who know their body. They know they have a good relation to the things they do with their body and their physical expression. Yeah, so this is very interesting to us. So we had in the past that some ballet dancers, heavily trained ballet dancers, and then the body like very well organized, but in a certain specific style. And in this style, and later on, it became at least appeared to be in audition situation to be the limitation of. Yeah, so we're looking for people who have a neutral, inspiring physical expression. What do your student work after study? The most successful ones, okay, Elena. Yes, we have students working different companies and theaters. Well, I don't know what's the most successful ones, because then it really depends how do you evaluate which company that is more successful. Maybe I will skip the word successful, but instead of saying like well-known, if that's okay. For example, we have students working in Hofesh company. Yeah, and we have well-known. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Hofesh company, we have people working in Stadttheater Gießen, with people working in what is called in Switzerland, the Theater Luzern. They have a good name as well. Yeah, but many of them, they're also freelancer dancers or choreographers or pedagogues. Maybe you noticed that our program is not only for contemporary dance, but it's also pedagogy. Pedagogy is a quite important aspect for us because it's on one hand, like, because some universities, they divide. Okay, here is you learn to be an artist, here you learn to be a pedagogue. But for us, we like to put these two things together because we don't want to say the pedagogical people are technically not as good as the artist ones. And for the artist ones, that is also important to learn how to communicate, how to observe, especially in the contemporary context. Like communication is super important. Pedagogy is very oriented on that. How do you communicate? How do you see? And how do you lead? And how do you, share things with the people that you're working with? Yeah. So in this case, like many of them become teachers, pedagogues, and teaching different places or workshop-based. And some of them are rather well-known, active in Austria or in a country where they're coming from. Yeah.
Do you really follow your students? Do you really, as an institution, as you keep the connection with your students and how it works? Or some of them maybe it's a will and the work of your ex-student to keep connection with the university?
It's more like this, to be honest, is that they keep connection with us instead of us keeping connection with them, because every year we have many of them graduating. It's not really possible for us to keep on checking what you're doing. But many of them, they update us, okay, what they have been doing, and maybe there's some support they could be getting from us, or some people that like, can I be offering a workshop? So, and I think it's an important factor for our program, because like it's so easy for a university to build their own glass house, to build their own bubble. Okay, that's the university, that's the professor, that's the student. I think the students, to some degrees, they also the graduated ones, and that they also can really get in touch with the professional scene and update us and what is actually happening. Yeah. And then, of course, and this wouldn't be a problem for the rather active artists who are also happen to be the professors of us. Then they are active in the art scene. They also teach. So this is very good, but you can't expect every professor to be like that. Yeah, somebody who has just a full-time job and just focus on teaching, And then, so in this case, our students brings a lot of important information, and then also to see what kind of issues or challenges in their professional life, and to also to make us understanding what the market demands and what the art scene demands. Yeah. And then, once I told to some of my students that my own philosophy of directing the Institute is that I try to break the walls of the universe. I try to break the glass house, the bubbles. I try to bring as much reality as possible in this safe learning environment. Yeah, on one hand, it is protected. On the other hand, I would also like to bring challenges closer, because sooner or later they will be dealing with professional challenges or even problems. And I probably can't solve the problems for my students in the future, but at least I can make these problems or challenges more familiar during the study time.
There is a key question of our questionnaire when I've seen a list, and now Marina is asking it. What is the price of learning?
The price of
Like
learning,
yearly tuition.
the tuition fee. Since that is not a private university, so we have the standard public university fee that is 750 euros each, per semester. 750 euro per semester for a non-European Union country. Yeah, maybe Ukraine will be one day a European Union. Decide, not know.
And the question which is connected to this: there are some opportunities to get some funds to cover this fee?
Yes, and then every semester student can apply, but and with the evidence of that I do not have a lot of money, and then I would need this money to support my living cost. And so basically the student have to pay for the study fee, and then maybe if the university gives approval to the application, and then their study fee can be reduced or can be returned. Yeah, but this is not a decision of the institute directors. They will have an independent office to deal with these applications. And yes, there is such a possibility.
And also, I will ask all the questions which were around, because there was like dozens of questions on this in our list. So if there is a hostel which is for university, or the students have to find their accommodation somewhere in Linz with the private tools.
Oh yeah, I mean, Linz, first of all, is a university city. There are many universities, and including 2 art universities. One is us, the Performing Art University, Uni, and then the other one is a kind of art academy, fine art university. And then there's also the main university, there's a Catholic university, there's so many universities. So there are a lot of student dorms, dormitories. And then also, since there are so many students also help each other. For example, every year after the audition, and then we put the newcomers together with our current students. And also there is a student representative, a little organization, and they always help each other. So very often that when people say, oh, I do not find a place, can you help me? And some, oh, you can come to my place, let me ask around. And then with this network, it works really well. And then the university itself doesn't have a student dormitory. Yeah, but it's always working through, and this, it's nice, actually. It's very friendly. And that's also back many years ago when I was studying, it also happened this way. And we kept this tradition. And the students are like super warm-hearted. And then they just say, hey, what do you need? Yeah, do you need a place? Like, how much can you pay? And so if we hear anything, we organize. And there was also sometimes new student arriving, having no place, and they just stay with some other student for over a few months even. Yeah, and until they found like a comfortable, suitable place. Normally, this is really not a issue.
It could be also interesting to know the schedule of for the student, which classes they have during the week.
Okay. It's a tough schedule, to be honest. And normally we have Monday to Friday, every day two, we call ZKF, the Central Artistic Subject, that is contemporary dance technique and ballet. Monday to Friday, every day, two ZKF. Yeah. Then afternoons, we have maybe repertory, maybe we have choreography, maybe we have theory, maybe we have like different subject partnering, improvisation, composition. Yeah. So this is how it looks like. So normally people be working from morning 9:15 until afternoon 4 or 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday. And then towards the end of the study, and there will be guest choreographers coming, and then most of them, they are internationally very well known artists. They come to create a piece for our students, and every year group and gets a different choreographer. And then in this moment, the schedule changed a little bit because we have to make space for creating this piece. Yeah. And then that's the like kind of ending, like end semester phase. And then during the study, there are also the possibility of something that we call electives. So where study can choose which subject I do, which subject I don't want to do. Yeah, there are 2 per semester. There are 2 block weeks, Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday. And then out of like 3 to 4 different options, the student chooses one. Like I would do this instead of the others. Yeah, so, and then there's also a Friday afternoon elective. It runs every Friday afternoon that people can see either I do this, either I do that. Yeah. So it's on one hand, it is sort of like a fixed, like kind of like intense program. On the other hand, there's a bit of a flexibility, and sometimes things flows a little bit between different lectures.
Continuing to this flexibility, there was also a question if the students can choose their subjects for the next year, or you have more or less a common line for all the group or whatever.
Normally, each group work like it's like this, that we curate the program for each semester, and these things are rather fixed. But what's not fixed are the 2 things. One is elective, because a lot of elective subjects are taught by international guests. And then people, for example, the last one, it was in February, I think. The last one was February, and then we have Hannes Langolf, ex-DV8, ex-Atrancam company, and he came to the he told a workshop about acting and dance. And then we had an Austrian writer, Fabian Falten, and talk about creative writing and speech writing. And we had somebody else and then doing composition. And out of this, and people choose, what do I do this semester? Yeah, like in this week. So it's very different. Yeah. And then it also depends on the availability of the international choreographers. And then we also see who we may get. Yeah. And then the last time is Sarah Angius, a German-based Italian choreographer. And then we also had Chris Haring, Vienna-based choreographer who won the Golden Lion for theater and dance in the Venice Biennial. So we really try to get international people for our program. And it's kind of luxury that it's not like, these are the fixed professors, students keep on working with them. So there's like, the doors are always open, the windows always open, and we like every semester getting new people coming to work with us. Yeah. And then like, because every year group, they have a different choreographer always. So they also have the opportunity to see each other, what they are doing. So to diversify the study program.
Thank you. You told that you are concentrated on dancing and on pedagogy, but are you also paying attention in order your student to become a choreographer or dance producer?
Mhm. It's like this. The artistic diversity is very much supported, but we do not have many subject tools to educate people to be choreographers, because most of people, when they come to us, they are rather young, and it's a good time to learn technique. And also because of the diverse program and diverse choreographers and teachers we have, we try to not fix one certain style. Okay, this is your style, you should do this. Maybe just get experienced first through understanding what contemporary dance is or may be, and then they navigate their own way. So for me, personally speaking, it's not the most urgent thing. You must create, you must create. Even in technique class, it's normal to create, but we do not make it like highlighting, this is a choreographic study. Yeah. For example, we have movement research, we have a lot of creativity courses, for example, because we are in a music university, we also collaborate with actors and musicians. And then it's a must do for all students, collaborate musician. It's called the music project. And they create together with the composer something together. For example, we all collaborate with art university and different departments. And so the visual art artists, new media artists working with sound and visual, and we're also working together, but we don't call it really, you work in this collaborative way, creative way that make you automatically a choreographer. And then by the end of the study, in the artistic exam, our students also need to make their own artistic work. But in this exam, it's not like an exam that we judge. We do not judge. Yeah. So when the student create their own work, all the professors will be there to watch and to offer feedback. Everybody passes the exam. Yeah. So it's really a rather encouragement, like finding your way without pressure, and also not adding like, now you are the choreographer, you should do this and this. You should experience. So this is sort of our philosophy. And also like for people who are really interested in being a choreographer, they will find their way sooner or later.
Thank you. And what about project management on other things, which any freelance dancer needs at least?
Mm-hmm. We have a subject that is called professional strategies. Professional strategies. Yeah, lectured by two people, Iris Heisinger and myself. And we share our diverse experience, and talking about the game of the professional scene, how the professional scene look like. That is not like, okay, you just dance and everything just gonna work. There's a lot of important aspects and factors that we'll be dealing with, especially as a freelancer. So we have basically 2 semesters of this subject that we talk about, for example, funding, talk about PR. For example, we talk about like people in the visual art scene, in the performance scene, how they make it and how to apply for auditions and then taxes, things like this. Yeah. So basically there's one course and that is runs the whole year, not every day, but kind of sort of every week. And there's 1.5 hours to talk about this. And then how to prepare your CV, how to prepare your show reel, and then how to have a better preparation for audition in general. Yeah.
Thank you. There is a question: Do you students perform often, and how it happens, and because of what and what they perform, and where also it happens?
I don't know the definition. What's often? Once per semester, they have a big performance because we have these guest choreographers coming, and they create. So we don't really do repertory. Maybe one teacher does like repeat certain things that trains a certain aspect, but most of the piece we show is always new creation with a guest choreographer. So once per semester, there is a big showing, but during the semester, and there are many different collaborative projects and self-creations, and then they show in different spots, maybe sometime in university, and sometime in art university, and sometime in the church. It's often offer a platform for us. And then for the next semester, we are going to have a collaboration with the local theater. We're gonna use the theater stage to have some performances of us. And then also maybe some of you know that Linz is well known for a festival that is called Ars Electronica Festival. It's like a new media performance festival. And then our students also working with new media artists, and then we also perform in the festival every summertime. So I think it's quite a lot. I don't know, I don't want to define. If student wants, and they can also organize their own performance, because we got studios, we got 2 stages in the university, and sometimes there's also self-organized event, impro event, jam session. Yeah, it's quite active, generally speaking.
Thank you. I have another question from myself. You mentioned contemporary dance and classical dance as the main, let's say, dance subjects. But what about jazz dance, or maybe because they are often taught in Ukrainian universities, jazz dance and some entertaining dance and etc.
We don't really have that, unfortunately. Because on one hand, contemporary dance is very inclusive. It has a lot of different possibilities offered. On the other hand, as a study program, we also like to focus on certain specific things, and it's just not possible to offer everything. So we have to make a decision, okay, we do not offer this, but this. What's possible for example, breakdance, for acrobatic studies, is that sometimes we could put into this block elective Monday to Friday once per semester, and for people to experience it. Yeah, but we do not fix too many different things in the main study program, because it can also lose the focus. Yeah, so the jazz is not really there.
Okay, thank you. And another question from the list also, are you students have some freelance job during studies? Maybe some of them or whatever.
I mean, the study is quite full. It's very busy Monday to Friday, and then there are also performances. I'm sure some of them have freelancing jobs, but it's not like that everybody keep on going away from the study and then doing these jobs. And what's possible is that they could have like a holiday semester when they get an important project, and sometimes they apply for this. The next 3 months, I will be working in this company or this theater, and it's very important to me. So I would like to pause my study, and this is always possible. And or Erasmus, okay, I would like to study in that university for half a year to gain new experience, and then we have a lot of support for that. Or for student who has an internship, whoever gets the intern opportunity in the theater, in the company, in the collective, and then we support them doing so, and also financially we support them. There's a lot of money for Erasmus. For example, a student who is studying here in Austria with us, and then getting a Erasmus studying place exchange in, let's say, Copenhagen somewhere, and then they'd be receiving 400 or 500 euro per month. Yeah, from our program. Like, okay, go there. So therefore, with this amount of money, they don't have to work super hard to get. I mean, they still need some more money adding on top, because Copenhagen isn't very cheap, but still the rent is out. Yeah, and the same thing when they get the opportunity in the theater, like, oh, I got a half-year internship. Perfect, there's money for you, go. Yeah, so actually, if you really think that if the student really take the opportunity for Erasmus or internship or both, and they will be getting the amount of money more than they paid for the study fee. Yeah, this is the fact. So once again, proved that we're a public university and not private university, and making money from people. Yeah.
Thank you. I think Veronika Zinchenko had a question.
Yeah, thank you. I have two questions actually. One's, do you have some programs for researchers, for people who not dance themselves maybe in professional way, but would like to know more about dance and write about it? Do you have some these positions or programs or spots for this kind of students? That's first question. And second question, do you have some collaborations with composers or musical or like sound artists, not from your university, but for example, from Graz University? Do you order some composition for your performances? Do you have this kind of collaboration? Thank you.
Thank you. And first of all, researchers, we have researchers as lecturers, yeah, because of theory class, because of seminars. And then a lot of seminars are happening also in the MA program. And then actually in the next half year, we are going to hire open position to hire more researchers, scholars to work in the university. But so far we haven't had like really like visiting scholars. Yeah, this is not something that we're used to. It doesn't mean we are not open to, it just we do not have, yeah, at the moment. And then the second question, sound artists, composers, yeah, sure. And that is not only our university, for example, the University in Graz. We also have constant collaborations to compose the music artists, and they're working with the dancers. And in this case, the dancers are not just dancing. The dancers are the artists, are the creators, they are the choreographers. So they work together. They actually right now, yesterday, today, tomorrow, these 3 days, some of our students are performing there in Graz. Yeah, so this collaboration is happening regularly. Yeah, sure. And also like a lot of collaboration with art universities. Yeah. Because like on one hand, like sometimes the dance study is so focused on dance, and then people focus so much on technique. And for me, I feel like it's also important to open up to also see what the others are doing, you know, and then together in the contemporary context to see, oh, that's how you approach, that's how we approach things. Yeah, so this collaboration is really matters a great deal for us. Yeah. Someone like Anna, is this Anna?
Yes, there is Anna Boyka who has a question, please.
Yes, please, Anna.
Hi, I would like to ask, for entering the university, do we need a specific German language level or?
No.
Because, okay, thank you.
No, you don't even need the English one.
I see also another question, which you answered already. Do you help students to find an accommodation?
I can answer that again. We don't actively help students, but our students actively help our future students to find accommodation. Yes, and it's happening all the time. Yeah, and there's not one case in ever that someone say, oh, I don't have a place to stay. Never happened. Yeah, never, ever.
How long does the studying last? Normally and in fact, because you said about the often postponing of things.
Not often, but yeah. Okay, normally the BA program, we say officially is 4 years, but actually students are not staying there studying for 4 years. Yeah, basically the first 3.5 or 3 years that they are very much in the university, unless you apply for Erasmus, going to our partner universities for half year, for some time. Yeah, and then the later year, in the 4th year, a lot of lectures are being reduced because like there should be more freedom for you to write your thesis, free time for you to create your artistic work and make your networking, and then going to theaters and then apply for intern. So the later year you get, and the heavier burden, let's call it, the heavier burden you have. So if you want to complete your study, normally it's 4 years. Of course, somebody can say, well, I have done this and this already. I'd like to apply to shorten my study. This is possible. Also for people who after 4 years say like, oh, wow, I'm focused on my projects. I don't have enough time to write my thesis. So can I write like in 1 year or even in 2 years? Yes, it's possible. You can apply.
Ну, возможно ли поступление в институт самостоятельно, как без посредников? так как в Австрии очень, строго относятся к переводу и подаче документов, или это нужно через посредника подавать документы?
Okay, the question is basically about first the documents which are needed to be able to enter the university, and if this documents has to be, for example, you have some another Ukrainian diplomas or the documents after the school, do they have to be strictly translated through the certain and defined organizations, etc.? So the first question, which documents are this? And the second, should they be prepared some very particular way?
This is the preparation for the entering exam, right? Normally we ask for a CV. This is not the official document, but we like to know who you are and what you have done. And then we expect people to have a matura. I think it's also called matura, no? In Ukraine, is it matura? Like after high school? There's
Attestat.
Yeah. But even for somebody who doesn't have a matura, sometimes we also give exceptions. Yeah, but normally like finish your high school and then come to university. That's the usual way. And then for international travels, like normally the student, like applicants for the audition, they organize themselves. So in this case, they need an ID or passport to travel. And then for people who say like, oh, I need support, I need the invitation, and we can send them the invitation if they get into the final round, which means they need to come to Linz to do the audition. Yeah. I think this would be my reply. And then because Anna, you mentioned the keyword independently. Do you mean that someone tried to enter the university entrance audition through a in-between company?
Yes.
No, yeah, we normally not. I mean, we also don't collaborate with in-between company, which takes money from people. If you want to hire an in-between company to do PR, to do things for you, sure, no problem. But I think all our students are applying independently. Yeah, you just apply.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then the thing is like, for the first round, if you're interested in our program, for the first round, we have an online audition also, because we have 2 rounds. And the first round with the possibility of coming to Linz or submit videos with requirements is also published online, and just online. You send us few videos and then we do the first round for you. So it saves travel in case people are not invited, we try to think what would be the most convenient way for people who live from far away. Yeah, so, and then you'll be receiving an invitation letter, say like, thank you, and then we would like to see you in Linz for the final round of audition. And then you'll be receiving an invitation letter, and then there you could organize the travel. So it's not necessary that you can also find an easy way. We publish on our website, and then maybe Alexander, Sasha, it's possible if you can, or maybe I just do it, share our Instagram account there, because there you can see like the teachers, the class, the atmosphere a little bit, and there's also audition link, a link to the main website. Yeah, I think that's just an easier way to find out information.
I have some clarifying, some additional question to this topic of entering the university. How many? So as you told, it's 2 rounds. So you mostly choose your future student being based on his dance skills, or what are the criteria somehow?
Okay. Maybe it's easier if I explain how the audition process look like. Yeah. For example, for the first round, we look at 2 technical classes, ballet and contemporary. Then we do a cut. We say thank you, and we would like to invite those of you join the afternoon program, which means one teacher in the afternoon going to teach a rather higher difficulty level of contemporary dance combination in the afternoon to see how quick they learn, how they digest, and how they perform. Yeah, and then this is the first round, very simple. In the second day, we have a warm-up, so that's the final round, the second day. We have a warm-up collective together, and then after that, one group goes to another intensive contemporary dance phrase challenge, and then this group goes to an improv class. So in the improv class, we expect to see your own original movement vocabularies. What is your original physical expression? Yeah, and then to group swap. The one who just did the improv, they go for the contemporary dance technique challenge, and the one who did that and go to the improv. Then we do another cut. We would choose the ones that we would like to see further. Then in the afternoon round of the second day, which is the final round, and we asked the applicants to show a solo. A solo can be choreographed, and somebody say, I have not prepared anything, then you improvise. Yeah, between 1 to 3 minutes, show something of yourself. Yeah, and then there we really want to see the personality. We really would like to see who are you and what are you doing with dance. Yeah, and so there, like suddenly we see a lot of beautiful characters flourishing. And then after that, we have individual interviews. Why do you want to study here? What's your motivation? What's your connection? What's your history with dance? Yeah, so basically technique is important. It set a certain standard, but after that, then it's a lot of individuality. Yeah, so I hope I make that clear now. Oh, there's one question. I just see now. I think from Elena. So the audition offline is 2 days. Yeah, but one of the 2 days is the first round. So let me repeat. So the first round audition has 2 possibilities. You can do either online, either you do the offline face-to-face. Doesn't matter which one you do. Yeah, and then the ones who are invited for the next day, the second day, which is the final round, and then that's the final day. Yeah. So if you have done the online audition being invited, you don't need to do the first day of face-to-face audition because that's another first round and you don't need anymore.
But it's 2 days, one after another. So if you passed the first round, so you have to come the next day.
You have to come to the second day, yes.
But the second day is just next to the first. There is no a week of pause in between to arrange your travel or whatever.
No. The online audition is way earlier. It's 1 month earlier. So therefore, then people can organize their travel. Yeah, but the face-to-face audition is, for example, it's tomorrow. Yeah, for this year, it's tomorrow. It's Friday. Then if they are selected, then they can just move on to the next day. And then together with the online applicants being chosen like a month ago, and then they will join directly to the Saturday. So they have enough time to organize their trip. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, may I ask a little bit more about it? I have a question about the audition, which will be face-to-face, as my daughter is applying to a university, and we have the information that she is invited to the second round, which will be on Saturday, this week on Saturday. So am I right that in this case, in her case, the audition will be just 1 day Saturday, because she had already passed the first round, like
Exactly.
offline? Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, it's only Saturday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's a bit
glad
complicated.
there are people who are already entering the university, and I want to say to all of our audience right now that we were not thinking to make this presentations just before the auditions to make you in rush. So we are like thinking about next year or whatever when you want, so you have time to think about this and to organize your plans. Another question on this first. So the next year the audition will be more or less the same time as now, right? Or
more or less. Yeah, it depends on the date. Yeah, we will see, but more or less this time. Normally it's April, May.
Mm-hmm. and you should apply before, or I mean, what are the deadlines for applying?
Okay, there's one important deadline for BA is online audition because it happened earlier. So normally beginning of February, we say we are open for online auditions, and then also the tasks, what you need to submit, what you need to do. Yeah, we publish in the beginning of February. And then after 3-4 weeks, and then people send us the video online audition, yeah, the links, and then we will do a selection there. So this happened early. If for people who want to do online, just make sure that they check the information early as possible, normally beginning February. Or if they just visit sometime our Instagram account, there will be enough information, I'm sure. Yeah, but for the live audition, people can apply until, I think, the end of last week. So like until 1 week before the live audition takes place. So this is rather flexible. Yeah, it's just for online, it needs to be aware early enough because we also need time to organize our teachers, look at these videos, and then to make sure the answers, the invitation can be sent on time.
Thank you. Another key question on this topic. How many applications do you have normally, or you wish to have normally at the beginning? And so how many of them pass the first round? And finally, how many you take?
Normally, I mean, the numbers are growing every year. And normally we receive over 150. This year, I think it's around 170 applicants. And then we take about normally we take between 10 and 16. Yeah.
And how many pass the first round normally, or?
Oh, I don't know because it depends how many people applies for the online audition or the live audition. But normally the next day, and it also depends on like what we're looking for. No, it depends on the applicants. Normally we do not invite more than 60 people for the final round, not more than. Yeah, sometimes it's only 40 for the final round, and out of 40 we have maybe 15. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a competition.
Yeah, for sure. There is a question from Veronika Zinchenko. What is the age for entering? I mean, the limits, the lowest and the highest.
Okay, it's like this. Most of our applicants, they apply after Matura. So 17, 18 and beyond. And we also try to think about a potential career of our students. So we try not take people that is too old, if you know what I mean. I'm sorry saying this word, because if they graduate over 30, when does a career start? I'm not saying it's impossible. It is possible, yeah. But for us, it would be more because we are not just thinking like let's take the best dancers, and we also want to see who could join us and that it makes sense in this 4 years BA study journey with us. For example, this year we had somebody who is already a very professional dancer, yeah, applied for us, and we said thank you. No, yeah, because we think you're good enough. You should just go to, and also a certain technical style. It's really fixed, and I think like maybe you don't want to study. Maybe you're just not very clear about that. Maybe you just want to, I don't know, coming to Europe. Yeah, so it's not really like we take the best. Yeah, we take what makes more sense. Yeah, in this case, age between 17, 18 until 24, 5 is all possible. Yeah, 16 years with completed secondary school education. Is this okay? I mean, okay for me, but is this okay for for her? I mean, this is also a bit of a challenge, Being a foreigner coming to a different environment, different language and different situation and intensive educational program, it can be a challenge. Yeah, so I feel like also because I've been there myself, maybe a little bit more life experience, not just talent, but the life experience, and then maybe it also can help us to be better connected to the society instead only with the university classmates. And I think like these people can learn a lot more because the art scene is a society as well. Yeah, it's possible, 16 is possible, but I'm not really encouraging. Maybe it's a bit too young, but maybe she's a genius, who knows?
Thank you. And I have a comment on this, how we knew about, me personally knew first about your university is because Ukrainian student Maria Shurhal was learning there.
Oh, yeah.
She's graduated, I don't know, maybe more than 5 years ago. And also now there is a Ukrainian student in IDA, it's Katerina Pomeychuk, and she was a student of mine in university where I work in Ukraine. So it's for all of you to know that there are often Ukrainians in this 10th or 16th, the happiest who enter.
Yes, it's true, actually. Yeah, I think Maria, when she came, she was like 16 or 17 when she came to. So yeah, it is possible, just not massively encouraged.
There is a question, your advice for the applicants who will have the auditions this Saturday.
Okay, well,
tips to success, and it's possible to know a bit about the admission committee this year.
Okay, I mean, we appreciate real people. We are not like putting people into a professional box. If you behave like this, you're professional. We're looking for inspiring artists. So I would say be yourself and show yourself and enjoy the audition instead of like, oh, I try to behave like a good student, I try to behave like a professional, especially in the solo part, in the improvisation part, be yourself and then let us to get to know you. This would be my advice. Yeah.
And there is another question of Valentin Barabash. What should a student dancer be able to do, and what techniques should he have for entering the university? I think you answered it somehow, but maybe you have something to add.
Yeah, contemporary dance technique is necessary, floor is necessary, and then also to be able to relax, to use like a rather natural and relaxed and authentic body expression. I think it's important instead of like, I train this, I do like this. I think it can be very caged. Yeah, so and a bit of ballet I think is necessary, and good in improvisation, and also maybe curious about how others are doing in the dance context. Yeah. Curiosity is important too, I would say. We also have students, for example, who studied literature, who studied film before entering the dance program. I think that sometimes understanding certain areas of, or including the art context is also nice. Yeah, it helps us to understand what we're doing.
Thank you. And I have some question which push me from inside. How do you feel in your university? How it happens that there is contemporary dance and ballet? And for me, at least in Ukraine, it's so different professions. The content of your profession, what you do, not in terms of dancing, but in style, but in terms of the activities. So do you feel maybe some difference between students who learn more or orient themselves more to ballet career and contemporary dance career? Or it is completely different in European Union?
It's like this. I don't think studying our university can make anyone a ballet career because it's really a contemporary dance study. And then, of course, we have ballet, but as a rather supportive subject to support the contemporary dance. Yeah, and then also many of our students, they do not have strong ballet as base, and that is okay for us. Yeah, so basically the audition is really based on the talent and based on the contemporary. And then ballet is something that we, of course, it is important, but it's not as important as the contemporary skills. Yeah, so we have ballet, but the ballet is also quality. Ballet is the technique to support other things. Yeah, ballet is not the orientation and the final destination. Yeah, so if for anyone wants to do ballet, want to be a professional ballet dancer, don't come. Yeah, this is not really the right place, and then you will be disappointed, I promise you.
Okay, the question is, do you have some postgraduate programs or MA programs? So what your student can do after bachelor degree?
Okay. I see it this way. First of all, we do not have a postgraduate program. Normally, we consider the 4th year of the BA study is an important bridge year between the university and the professional scene. So to some degree, you can see this is the postgraduate program because we support them going for internship and then even with financial support. And we also hire or we invite professionals from different theaters and company coming to our place and to choose intern. Yeah. So, and then some people, they would like to do a MA program, and then there they will spend a bit 2 more years normally, and then be working with different artists, and then dealing with the topic that they are interested to do. In the MA program, there's a lot of freedom and not too many classes like in the BA. Yeah. Somebody asked, are there like possibilities to proceed with point shoes technique? Actually, not really. The ballet is rather basic. Yeah, what we do there. It's good, but it's basic, and then it never come to a point that we would need point shoes. Yeah.
Thank you. There is a question from Svetlana Vechirka, who is a teacher of dance in Ukraine, and she asked how to help students, how to prepare them for admission to your institute. How she can help to her students.
I don't know, to encourage them to be who they are, and then also to find their own movement vocabularies, their own physical expressions. Instead of say you do high leg, this will give you a chance. Yeah, for us, we are not really looking for high legs. Maybe you have, but we don't care so much. And we really want to work with a rather individual artist, and that is inspiring for us. Yeah. Because sometimes, like when teachers are preparing, maybe not in her case, yeah, I'm sure not, but in some other case that the students are really caged. Okay, this is the thing I do, and then this gives me a kind of a safety. But actually, we really want to get to know the people who we want to have the journey of the 4 years with us. Yeah. And also the things, look, the question, like with contemporary technique, do you study, what kind of technique you do, right? Like Graham, Horton, and so on. Graham, Horton, they're more modern technique, first of all. And then we have one teacher that is more modern than contemporary. But generally speaking, most of our teachers are contemporary. And then we have a rather large faculty team. You know, the thing is like, generally speaking, I'm not interested in promoting one style, one technique, and this is the profile of university. And what is the profile of our university is we try not defining it. It's defined by each teacher, and so many of them, and they are very different from each other. So they offer what they know, offer their experience, professional experiences to our students, so the student will navigate their way. Yeah, so it's not like now we do this and just this. So basically we define together, and this is which is the fact of how the art scene defined was contemporary art today. This is what we're trying to do, and not you come here, you learn Tanztheater, and that's it. Yeah, this is not how we do it. We do it in an inclusive way. Yeah, maybe a student coming to me, they say, okay, I'm working with Jana. Jana is like this. Maybe they go to another class next week, and then it's completely different. And then I think this difference are highly appreciated at our institute.
Thank you. Another question about the MA programs. If a student from Ukraine with the BA level of Ukrainian university can enter to Institute of Dance Arts for MA program.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If anyone with a BA degree, yes, they can apply. The BA degree in art or in dance, yes.
And what are the conditions of the documents? Because do you need a translations of diploma and all these things?
No, we just need a copy of the certificate of the BA, and that will be enough. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank
We'll
you.
make things really simple here. It's we're not doing like I don't know, like a office of authority. So we say, okay, yeah, show this, show that, and it's okay. Yeah.
And with the MA program, how it mostly happens? It mostly your bachelor's graduates who enter, or it's some another people who come for another profession, let's say.
Most of the MA students are coming from other universities. Our own students, after 4 years, you know the thing, they already know our faculty team. They know what is offered. So actually, I rather encourage them to go out to the world, make some experience. Unless until a certain moment you feel like, it would be good to go back and to learn something else, then you come back. I think after 4 years, they are sort of well prepared to have a totally different experience instead of, well, let's keep on studying. Studying doesn't mean necessarily make you feel better, make you a better artist. Doesn't, we need real experience. So there's not too many our BA students apply for the MA program. Yeah, but some may come back, maybe once a year, that 1 or 2 students out of 15 that they say, yeah, I would like to apply. Most of people are from other universities. And it also diversifies a little bit the source of the students with their different background. And then it's interesting to exchange, yeah, and not like having your own self-circulated system.
Okay, thank you. And what is the age of MA students?
There is no age.
No, but no limits, but how it happens.
How it happens? We also have like professional choreographers, professional teachers who is 50 years old applying and got accepted. It's because the MA it's also a lot of individuality that's in the study. It's not like you're being told by somebody. We offer different experts and then give you a different experience. And then a lot of things like, what do you want to do? You need to know as a professional. MA, we expect them to be professional. As a professional, what do you want to do? What is your focus? What topic that interests you? As a pedagogue or as a performer, as a choreographer, they have to bring a lot of their own topics and research there. Yeah. So some people come in like a 40 years old, rather successful choreographer, worked in several theaters. Like, okay, I want to do my research in the university. I want to study. Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
How many MA students? We take not more than 8 per year, but normally we take fewer than 8.
And how many apply?
Oh, it really depends. Every year is quite different. Yeah, maybe 1 to 50.
And so to finalize this question, what are the criteria of choosing for the MA program?
I think it's clarity, at least. I mean, I should not be speaking for the whole team, but I speak for myself in this case because I'm not too involved in the MA program, but I'm a jury member of the MA audition, of course. From my side, I think clarity, what do you want to do? Have you already been doing enough, not studying enough, but doing enough in this profession to know what you want? Yeah. And then so motivation letter is important. The study orientation is important. And then the independency is just the key. Yeah. Instead of, look, I have this technique now, maybe I can upgrade to the MA. Maybe you degrade when you're doing MA because we don't have a lot of classes. It's really a self-study. And we offer very different things within the self-oriented study. Yeah, it's quite open. It's quite open. Yeah, you can also find yourself easily lost. What do I do this afternoon? There's nothing. You tell me what you want to do. These complaints never come from BA student because BA program is quite full. Yeah.
Another question which was in a list was not about mostly about the university, but about the contemporary dance stage. For sure, it's so wide question, but your personal, maybe your personal impressions from contemporary dance stage of today around you.
I'm not sure if I fully understood the question. You mean the contemporary scene, how it is for me today?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think, first of all, contemporary arts or contemporary dance is not a style. Yeah, there are contemporary dance techniques, but the techniques don't represent contemporary dance. They're just techniques. And for me, contemporary dance is the dance today, is the dance in the contemporary context. And therefore, it's important to understand what is the context today. And then we see a lot of diversity, very individual expressions. And for example, many choreographers that they stop dancing for the sake of discovering what the contemporary dance is and could be, like Jean Bell, and dealing with the contemporary context in the dance context, but not necessarily dancing. So I think it's really diverse. Therefore, individuality is important. Being an individual thinker, independent thinker, it's important. But very good in Austria is that also it's a very small country. There are several theaters, including one in Linz. There is a dance company in the theater. And then one of the biggest dance festival in the world is Impulstanz in Vienna. Every summer, it runs like 1 or 2 months. And there's also quite well-known theater in St. Pölten, and all the well-known companies are going there. Wiener Bosch company, Cloudgate company, Akran, Ultima Vets. Yeah, so if the students are really interested, they have the possibility to really see the diverse scene. Yeah, but only a university study program, I think it's not enough. We have a big team, but we are still limited. It's only a bubble. Yeah, a good bubble, although. Once again, I'd like to say thank you, to Daria, and then also to Sasha, especially Sasha, for your organization. I think it's really, really beautiful experience for me, to be able to share like this. And also personally, I have a wish. I hope that's possible to, for example, this summer, to come to offer a workshop in Ukraine. Yeah, I have spoken to my parents about this. I would also like to get to know the dance scene there. Let's see what's possible. And then back to our university, Jen is a really open-minded, inclusive, contemporary university, and people are very supportive. We have a very nice spirit. Once you're there, people are smiling. And it's not like having the hierarchies, the professors are like, you do this, you do that. And then the student really behave like students. I don't like students. I like artists. And also, in a pedagogical environment, sometimes people forget we are dealing with art. It's so pedagogical. It's so about teaching. And then people really forget about art. And what I try there is that we are sharing information and knowledge in an artistic environment. This is very important. Pedagogical can be artistic. Yeah. And then we don't make student to be a perfect looking student. Yeah, this is not our goal. And then this is, and I believe this idea is also commonly shared with my colleagues. And then therefore, like, it's a small institute, but we have so many applicants every year. And then for this year, I counted 35 different countries. Yeah, people with different nationality applying. It's completely diverse. We have people from, I don't know, China, Japan, Korea to Sri Lanka, all over Europe, including Ukraine, from Brazil, from United States, from Colombia, from Nigeria, like from all the world, people applying. And it's really a nice little international family. So we are looking forward, especially in this very special situation in Ukraine, that we would be happy to have more Ukrainian students. that we can also contribute something, at least a bit on our side. So I hope with this sharing that you can also spread word, everybody, and maybe people can apply to our university, and be looking forward to seeing you in the future auditions or future sharings, or maybe in a workshop. Maybe I could arrange for this summer to get to know you.
Thank you very much for the impulse for this meeting and for your openness. And thank you everybody for being with us. And so now you have more information and more impressions about IDA. So good luck to everybody.
And thank you.